No one wanted to adopt this sad old cat. Every visitor walked past without stopping. Too old, they whispered to each other. Probably sick, others murmured quietly. We want a kitten instead. Grace had been waiting for 3 years. 3 long years in the same cramped cage. Watching younger cats find loving homes. While she remained completely forgotten. Shelter volunteer Maya Wu noticed first. 28 years old with endless compassion. She worked every weekend without pay. Maya had rescued dozens of animals. But Grace broke her heart completely. The poor cat looked ancient. Like she had lived 20 years. Her fur was dull and lifeless. Her movements were slow and careful. How old is Grace exactly? Maya asked. Director Tom Williams checked the paperwork. Says here she is 15 years old. Came in as a senior surrender. Previous owner moved to nursing home. Maya knelt beside Grace's cage. The cat approached the front bars slowly. Her purr sounded like distant thunder. Weak but still desperately hopeful. Why does nobody want you, sweetie? Grace rubbed against Maya's fingers. Those green eyes held infinite sadness. Like she understood her hopeless situation. Maya made a heartbreaking discovery. Grace had been passed over exactly 237 times. Families had stopped to look. They would read her information card. See the age listed clearly. Then move to younger animals immediately. 15 years is too old. We need a cat for children. Senior pets require expensive medical care. The same cruel words every time. Maya watched Grace retreat deeper into her cage. The rejection was slowly killing her spirit. Each day brought less hope. Less energy. Less will to live. Then something strange started happening. Grace began displaying unusual behaviors. She would stare at mirrors intensely. Like she was confused by her reflection. She played with toys energetically. Far more than typical senior cats. She jumped to high shelves easily. Her movements were surprisingly agile. Maya documented everything in detailed notes. Grace exhibits kitten-like energy levels. Excellent appetite and playfulness. Physical abilities inconsistent with advanced age. But nobody believed Maya's observations. Grace looked ancient to everyone else. The matted gray fur told one story. The tired eyes suggested another. 3 months passed without any interest. Grace's condition slowly deteriorated. Not from age or illness. From heartbreak and abandonment. She stopped eating regular meals. She barely moved from her bed. The spark in her eyes dimmed. Maya feared the worst was coming. We might need to consider euthanasia, Tom said gently. His voice carried genuine sadness. She has been here too long. Quality of life is declining rapidly. Maya felt panic rising in her chest. Give me 2 more weeks. I will find her a home. Please do not give up yet. Tom agreed reluctantly to the extension. But Maya knew time was running out. Grace needed a miracle immediately. Or she would die in this cage. Maya posted Grace's story on social media. Senior cat needs urgent home. 3 years in shelter waiting. Gentle soul deserves love finally. The responses were heartbreakingly familiar. Sorry, too old for our family. Looking for younger cats only. Senior pets are too much responsibility. Maya refused to accept defeat. She called every rescue organization. She contacted senior citizen communities. She reached out to veterinary schools. Somebody had to want Grace. Dr. Rebecca Martinez worked at Valley Veterinary Clinic. 35 years of animal medicine experience. She specialized in senior pet care. Rebecca had seen thousands of elderly animals. Maya called Rebecca desperately on Friday. "I have a 15-year-old cat. She needs emergency placement. Scheduled for euthanasia Monday morning." Rebecca's heart immediately softened. She had a weakness for senior animals. They deserve dignity in their final years. "Bring her in for examination first. I want to assess her condition. Maybe I can help somehow." Maya drove Grace to the clinic immediately. The cat traveled in a small carrier. She meowed softly during the journey, like she sensed something important happening. Rebecca examined Grace thoroughly in the treatment room. Temperature normal. Heart rate strong. Weight appropriate for her size. No obvious signs of illness. But something felt wrong to Rebecca. Grace's energy levels seemed unusually high. Her reflexes were remarkably sharp. Her muscle tone appeared excellent. "This does not match her supposed age," Rebecca muttered. She checked Grace's teeth carefully. Senior cats typically showed significant wear. Yellow staining from years of use. But Grace's teeth looked surprisingly white. Minimal tartar buildup existed. The canines appeared almost pristine. "These are not 15-year-old teeth," Rebecca announced. Maya leaned forward with growing excitement. "What do you mean exactly? Could she be younger somehow?" Rebecca examined Grace's paw pads next. Senior cats develop thick, cracked skin. Years of walking created distinctive calluses. But Grace's pads felt remarkably soft. Like a much younger animal. "I need to run additional tests," Rebecca said. Her scientific mind was racing now. Something is not adding up here. Age markers are completely inconsistent. Before we continue with this shocking discovery, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel grow. Rebecca drew blood for comprehensive testing. She also collected hair samples carefully. Grace remained calm throughout the procedures. Almost like she understood the importance. Maya waited anxiously in the lobby. 3 hours felt like 3 years. Grace's entire future hung in balance. Rebecca emerged with stunning results. "Maya, you need to see this immediately." Her voice contained barely controlled excitement. "Grace is not 15 years old. She is not even close." Maya's heart stopped beating momentarily. "What are you saying exactly? How old is she really?" Rebecca pulled up test results on her computer. Based on cellular analysis and hormonal markers, Grace is approximately 3 years old. She has been misidentified completely. The room spun around Maya wildly. 3 years old meant prime adoption age. Young enough for families with children. Healthy enough for decades of life. But why does she look so old? Maya whispered. Rebecca had been researching frantically. "I believe Grace has follicular dysplasia. It is an extremely rare genetic condition. Affects less than 1% of cats. The condition causes premature graying. Fur becomes coarse and brittle early. Skin around eyes develops false aging lines. But it does not affect lifespan or general health in any way." Maya stared at Grace in amazement. The tired-looking cat suddenly seemed different. Those green eyes held youthful curiosity. Her movements appeared more graceful. The energy Maya had noticed made sense now. Grace was a young cat trapped in old-looking fur. "We have to tell everyone immediately," Maya said. Her voice shook with overwhelming emotion. 3 years of people rejecting her. Because they thought she was dying. When she was actually perfectly healthy. Rebecca agreed to provide official documentation. Veterinary confirmation of Grace's real age. Medical explanation of her rare condition. Proof that appearances had deceived everyone. Maya drove back to the shelter immediately. Grace meowed softly in her carrier. Like she knew something wonderful was happening. Tom Williams could not believe the news. 3 years old, he repeated incredulously. "Are you absolutely certain about this?" The paperwork clearly stated 15. Maya showed him Rebecca's test results. The scientific evidence was undeniable. Grace had been incorrectly aged. Probably when she first arrived. Previous owner likely made honest mistake. Or shelter intake worker misread information. "We need to update everything immediately," Tom said. "New age listing. New medical records. This changes her adoption prospects completely." Maya posted the shocking update online. Grace is actually 3 years old. Rare genetic condition caused confusion. Perfect health and decades of life ahead. The response was absolutely explosive. Within 2 hours, 50 adoption applications arrived. Families who had previously ignored Grace now desperately wanted to meet her. The power of perception was staggering. Same cat. Same personality. Same love to give. But suddenly everyone wanted her. Because the number had changed. From 15 to 3. The first family arrived Saturday morning. Jennifer and Mark Thompson with twin daughters. 8-year-old Emma and Sarah. They had visited the shelter multiple times. Always walked past Grace's cage. Too old for the girls, they had said. But now they knelt beside her enclosure. "She is so beautiful," Emma whispered. "Look at those gorgeous green eyes." Grace approached the front bars cautiously. Years of rejection had made her careful. But the twins' gentle voices drew her forward. Sarah offered her small finger. Grace sniffed it delicately. Then rubbed against it softly. "Can we hold her, please?" Sarah asked. Maya opened the cage door carefully. Grace emerged slowly into the visiting room. The twins sat cross-legged on the floor. Grace walked between them confidently. No fear. No hesitation. Like she had been waiting for them. Grace settled into Sarah's lap. Her purr filled the quiet room. Deep, rumbling, absolutely content. The sound of 3 years of loneliness ending. Jennifer and Mark exchanged meaningful glances. "We would like to adopt her," Mark announced. His voice thick with unexpected emotion. "If she will have us." Maya felt tears streaming down her cheeks. 3 years of waiting finally over. Grace would go home today. 2 years later, Maya still volunteers at the shelter. She tells Grace's story to every visitor. Encourages people to look deeper. To consider overlooked animals. To give chance to the forgotten. Because somewhere in every shelter, another Grace waits patiently. Another miracle needs discovering. Another heart needs healing. In a world obsessed with youth and beauty, we often overlook the treasures hiding in plain sight. True worth cannot be measured by appearance, age, or first impressions. I'm so glad you watched till the end. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions give me the energy to keep uncovering these amazing stories.